For part 4 of the CBR900RR restoration series, we're going to start stripping the bike down into its individual components so we can inspect it for wear and tear, replace any parts that may be damaged, refinish and detail out those parts that we're going to reassemble back onto the bike. So the way I like to approach this is I like to start with the rear of the bike first. So I'll strip everything rear of the back of the engine. We'll carry out the work as necessary on those components and then refit before we start the front of the bike. So here I've removed the rear mudguard, rear light, electrical components, the wiring, the battery and the seat mechanisms, and the rear passenger foot pegs. I then remove the rear calipers, master cylinder, wheel and swing arm. As I'm dismantling the bike, I'm making detailed notes of those components that need to be replaced because they're just completely worn out. Components that need to be repaired, cleaned or refinished. Here you can see the sprockets front and back are completely worn out, as is the chain. That'll need to be replaced. The rear wheel has got significant paint flaking on the right hand side of the rim, so we'll need to address that later. The swing arm, as we saw from the first video, is also coated in plasti dip, and so we're going to need to remove that and inspect for any additional damage under that coating. As this is a sympathetic restoration, we're not planning on replating all of the hardware and fasteners. So what I'm doing here, I've just taken all the fasteners and hardware off the bike that's been removed. I put them through my ultrasonic cleaner to remove any dirt and oxidization, and then I give them a good coating of WD-40. So while we've got good access, I'm going to give everything a deep clean and try to detail out as much of the areas I can access as possible before we reassemble the rear end. And as you can see from the photographs, under that 30 years of grease and grime, the bike has stood up really well and looks in fantastic condition. So I'm now going to tackle the swing arm, and before we do anything, I'm going to give it a thorough clean and remove any components such as the chain protector. We're then removing the plasti dip coating with acetone. It's a fairly laborious process, but as you can see in the end, we're able to remove all of the coating. Unfortunately, the left-hand side of the swing arm, the brushed aluminium finish is in fairly good condition, but on the right-hand side, the anodizing has been damaged, probably by either spilt brake fluid or battery acid. But either way, we're going to have to address that because that just wouldn't look good on a restoration of this quality. So first thing I'm going to do is sand down the anodizing finish with 400 grit. So the idea here is to remove as much of that anodizing finish as possible so that we can then reapply a clean brushed aluminium finish. So yeah, I start with the 400 grit, wet and dry. Then I move to 1000 grit. I'm using a fairly hard foam block here until we've removed all of the anodizing in the areas where it's been damaged. I then take a green Scotch-Brite pad, and I brush this lengthways along the surface of the swing arm to reproduce the brushed finish. And as you can see from the results, it's really come out very nice. And I actually again run the green Scotch-Brite pad also on the left hand side of the swing arm, just so that the finish matches closer to the right hand side. So now turning my attention to the other components, as you can see, many of the parts have also got the Plasti Dip coating on. So using a combination of acetone and goo off for the more sensitive plastic parts, we're removing all of that. As you can see here, the left-hand passenger foot peg has got some road rash damage to it, so we'll have to disassemble that and dress it up before we do a final clean and assembly. Once I've got all the individual components stripped down, I use a combination of goo off and a fine grey Scotch-Brite pad to just clean them. And this just helps get any dirt and grime that's ingrained into the aluminium finish. It helps remove that. And as you can see here, once I've dressed up the left-hand side passenger foot peg and then cleaned the parts, the passenger foot pegs have come up really nice. For the rear sets themselves, again, just similar cleaning process as the passenger foot pegs, but the heel plates, they've got quite a few scratches in them, which is common. So I'm going to remove those with 2000 grit sandpaper, wet and dry, and then put a new brushed aluminium finish into those using a fine Scotch-Brite pad. And as you can see here, they've come up really nice. So yeah, then we assemble all the components back together. I've left the rubbers off the foot pegs because we'll be replacing those. And as you can see, yeah, they've all come out really nice. So also cleaned up the rear shock and dressed and detailed that out. And as you can see, final components are all laid out, ready for reassembly. And in the next video, we'll be repairing and refinishing the rear fender that came in from Germany. We will be doing some paint repairs and potentially some paint blending on the rear wheel, and showing you final assembly of the rear of the motorcycle.